This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through this 2020 Palomino Solaire model 253 RLS. Okay, so you got two doors, obviously a main living area door and a bedroom door. They both have the fold down stairs. Keep in mind that the fold down stairs, you can adjust the length of the legs for the terrain by just pulling these pins out. There's one on each side, and slide them up and down. You have scissor type stabilizers. This comes with a 3/4 inch crank. You can also use a 3/4 inch socket on a drill. A lot of people do that these days. You got a power awning, outside speakers. This is the vent for the range hood. If you're going to run the range hood fan, make sure that you open the baffle. You just stick your fingers in there and pull it loose and it'll flap freely. All other times keep it shut, but for venting, make sure you open it. You got a antenna out plus power plus a bracket to hang a TV set. Okay. You have a Reese weight distribution hitch. We'll show you how that operates when you pick up the trailer. The cranks are on the other side, so we'll look at that over there. Now, the 3/4 inch, this is a power tongue jack right here. So you just operates like so, plus it has a hitch light. But you can pull this plug out of the top in case it fails. You can use the 3/4 inch crank or a socket to operate this manually if you need to, just in case you need to get yourself out of trouble. All right, it comes with a deep cycle marine battery, 2 LP tanks which are full. Okay. Right now it's still open here. It's winterized, but this is the Winterizing Hose, but it's already got antifreeze in it. I don't know why he hasn't buttoned this up yet. Maybe so you could see it when you pick it up. But anyway, that's where you winterize the trailer. You got cranks here, 3/4 inch crank. Like I said, you can use for the stabilizers or for the power tongue jack. Now your water heater works on both gas and electric, either or both. Keep in mind that there's a secondary switch right here. If you can see it, it's right here. It's a rocker switch on and off, and that operates the electric heating element, which is behind this cover right here. So that's strictly electric. The switch for the gas is inside. Now, right now this is drain. You can see the drain plug is missing. That's the plug right there, and with an anode rod on it. And right now it's empty because it's winterized. Keep in mind that in the spring, before you use it, you got to fill the water heater tank up. You never run it dry, because if you do, you'll damage it, and it's not a warranty issue. So always make sure there's water in the tank before you turn it on. These are your water hookups here. This is your fresh water, city water, I should say, hookup. Just hook up the hose, turn it on, and you're all set. Now, if you don't have city water at the campground that you're at, let's say that you're at an older state park that does not have plumbing at the campsite, you can pre-fill your onboard fresh water tank right here and use the onboard pump to pump it. Now, some state parks, for example, would have a fill station when you first pull in the gate. Some of the more rustic parks, you'd have to plan ahead and fill your tank. But either way, if you don't have city water, you can fill this tank and operate all the plumbing just like you have city water. Okay. Your drains are down here, low point drains and your freshwater tank drain. Okay. This is a black tank flush. I'll explain that to you. Here you have, basically you have a gray tank. Let me close these like they should be. And this is your black right here, and this is a second gray called a galley tank. Okay. So the gray tank is toilet water and waste. Or, I'm sorry, the black tank is toilet water and waste. The gray tank is sink and shower water. So what you'll do is you'll pull the black valve first and dump it. Then after it's dumped, you'll pull the gray one and use the gray water to wash out the hose a bit, because it's dirty water, but it's cleaner dirty water than the black water. This one right here is a second gray tank, so you do that third. Now keep in mind, if you leave your black tank valve open, you can hook up the hose at the dump station here, right? Turn it on and it'll spray out the inside of your black tank to clean it out. So that's a really good feature. You want to do that every time you can, because it makes a big difference. All right, this is sink and shower water here. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at something else and talking. This is It's not sink and shower. This is not sink and shower water there. This is an outside shower, hot and cold water. Okay, so I just got it open anyway, so I can open it for you. There we go, hot and cold water. Okay. Cable and satellite through to the inside. A Hitch light here, or utility light. You got a 30-foot long, 30-amp cord right there. Okay. Walk past your slide room. Now, you can, if you look here, you can see there's a LP connect. There's a quick connect fitting here. So you can plug in any grill, any low pressure grill or appliance that you need to right there. Just keep in mind it has to be a low pressure that's designed for an RV. Also, this housing tells us this is pre-wired for a backup camera. So keep in mind it takes a Furrion camera, and if you get the correct camera, it'll fit right in that housing. All right. Also, while we're looking up, you have to remember that you have to inspect the roof on your trailer. All trailers have to be inspected, so you figure every 90 days or so, or maybe 3 times a season, once in the spring, once in the middle of summer, once in the fall. The bottom line is you got to inspect it on a regular basis. You look for cracking or separation in any of the sealant, any roof damage from road debris or branches, that sort of thing. Just get up there or have somebody go up there and take a look at it and make sure everything's in good shape. If it's not, get it taken care of. Okay, so let's go inside. Now there was another, I'll just show you this, I'll tell you this briefly. There was a second crank in the front. That fits into this hole right here, and there's a shaft inside there. And what you can do, you can crank the slide out manually if you have to, in case it fails. It's a good feature to have. So that's what the second crank up front is for. It's for emergencies. Okay, I got the heater going, so it's starting to warm up in here. Let me see if I can get some more light. Okay. Okay, so your radio / disc player, AM/FM radio, plays CDs and DVDs right here. You can stream off this USB port right here. Just put all your favorite albums on one stick and take them with you. You can stream wirelessly with Bluetooth from your phone or tablet. So it has all those features, 2 speaker zones, A and B, or 1 and 2 in this case. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer. Okay. Over here is your control panel. So let's see what we've got here. Okay. So let me get in a better position so we can see a little better. Alright, so this is the monitor panel here. Battery is charged. Always check it when you're not plugged in. Fresh water is empty. Black water, which is the toilet, is empty. Gray tank 1 is empty. Gray tank 2 is empty. The third one you don't have to pay attention to. It only has the 2 tanks. So everything is empty. As you can see, it graduates up in 1/3 increments as they fill. Once you get past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping your black or gray tank. Alright. Your power awning switch is right here. Remember, don't leave the awning out unattended. If you're leaving the campsite, roll it in because the wind can ruin it and damage it in just a second. So always bring it in when you're not going to be there. Your water heater on gas is right here. I showed you the electric switch for it, right? It was in the lower left-hand corner outside. If you're lighting it on gas, that's right here. Okay. Your water pump, you have an onboard water pump that's used to pump water out of the fresh water tank and for winterizing the trailer. That's right there. Living room lights, and then your slide out switch is right here, in and out. You bring it in and out till you hear the ratcheting sound. I could probably make it do it right here for you. You hear that noise? That'll happen when you're bringing it in or out. When you're all the way extended or all the way retracted, it just does that so you can't overextend or over retract it. So as soon as you hear that ratcheting sound, you take your finger off the button. Okay. Back on my feet. 2 recliners, of course. You can drop the dinette table down to and put the tabletop on those cleats here. There's 4 cleats here and there and 2 in the back. And then you can use the cushions to fill in the space and turn this into a bed. Your refrigerator is 12-volt compressor refrigerator. So it runs on 12 volts, which is a good thing because you can pull it down the road with it on using your battery, onboard battery with the tow vehicle's alternator. Will keep it running. So that's a good thing. Keep in mind, let me tell you about the power converter. I mentioned that was a 12-volt refrigerator. Well, when you're plugged in, this is your power converter here. So what this does, it converts 110 AC to 12-volt DC power. So on this side you have regular household circuit breakers. They're 110 AC and they're all labeled. It's the same type you'd have at home. Then it converts the power to 12 volt DC over here, and you have excuse me, 12 volt fuses here and a breaker, a resettable breaker. If these actually were to blow, they'll actually light up, so you can see them through this tinted plastic here. Also, they're all labeled here. So that's how the trailer gets 12 volt. This also charges the battery. When you're plugged in to the shore power, it sends power up to the battery and keeps it charged up. So this is where you get your 12 volt power from, and it's stored in the battery also up front, okay? Let me just look down here really quick before I go any further. Just don't know which, I want to determine which one you have here. Okay, so this is your range top and oven. So always keep the glass top down when you're traveling. So to light it, you're just going to go to light and spark this by turning it clockwise. Let me see, it might take a few minutes because it's been off, but there you go. So now there's gas in the line. So that's simple. Now the oven, you have to use a lighter to light the pilot light. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So what you do is you go to the oven knob and you turn it to the little, it's hard to see here, but it says pilot. Then you depress it. You keep it depressed, and then you're going to take a grill lighter and light the pilot light back there. After the pilot light lights, you're still going to be holding this in, and you hold it in for another 10 seconds after it lights or so, and then you can let it go. You go to operating temperature, and it cycles like a regular oven, but once you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So remember, you got to light the pilot light each time you use the oven. Now, I showed you the vent for the range hood outside. That's the fan right there. Okay, there's a light for it. The microwave works like any other microwave. Okay. GFCI here. All the plugs are wired through a GFCI. Let me look around here. Okay. The thermostat, right now the furnace is running. You probably can't see it on there, but I can light it up here. There you go. So it says heat there. You just push the mode button to scroll through it. Off. Fan, which is the compressor, or the AC running without the compressor. Then cool, which is the AC. Always use auto if you can. That's important to always use auto. And back to heat. Okay. There's a lag time of 5 or 6 seconds when you change. Like if I was to turn the AC on, it was warm enough. It would take about 5 or 6 seconds to turn on, so that's normal. This device here is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. Keep in mind, it's green. It should always be green. I can set it off for the self-test here. It'll go through 2 self-tests, one for carbon monoxide, one for LP gas, and then back to green. So if it goes off, you take everybody outside, prop the door open, shut the tanks off at the front, and figure out what's going on. Okay. The thing to know about the bathroom, the sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. You have a vent fan here. Always run that with the shower to pull the humidity out. And also, the thing to know about the toilet, if you haven't owned an RV before, right, that's antifreeze in there right now. That's why it's pink. But let me get that out of the way. So you can't use it dry. So when I step on the pedal, it opens the trap there, and you can see that's the black tank down there. So when I say dry, after it's been dumped, there's no water or chemical in the black tank. So what you have to do is when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water. Then you're going to take whatever brand chemical you use, and you'll read the directions to find out what 1 dose is. So you put 1 dose right in there, and then you step on the flush pedal. Water will come swirling out, and you're going to stand on it until you put about a gallon or so of water in there. There's no way to tell exactly how long to do that. You just have to use common sense. It doesn't have to be exact. The bottom line is you have to have water and chemical in there before you start using the toilet. You can't use it dry. Otherwise the smell will be terrible, and you'll learn your lesson if you do it once anyway. So always put water and chemical in the toilet before you start using it. Alrighty. So this is self-explanatory. This is just your, obviously, that's a snap cover for your front window. And I mentioned there was a door here. This is your emergency window here. here. So you just, hopefully you can see this in tight quarters here. You're just going to open it like that. You push it all the way open. And if you have to escape, you would grab a hold of this tab, pull the screen out, and then out you go. Okay, well, that's for an emergency. Also, there's a backer here for to hang a TV bracket. You can see it right there, that sticker. And you have antenna out plus power here, so you can hang a TV there if you want to, okay? Okay, so I think that covers it. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. And remember what I said about inspecting the rough seals on your trailer. That's very important. It's not just this trailer, it's every trailer ever made has to be inspected. So keep in mind that it's a regular thing, and if you can't do it yourself, have somebody else do it, okay? It's very important. Thank you very much.